Today we are making a traditional Spanish pisto. This is basically a ratatouille with vegetables and extra virgin olive oil. Bienvenidos, welcome guys to another fabulous episode of Spain on a Fork. Now the dish we're making today, pisto, is very popular throughout all of Spain. However, it does differ from region to region. Some regions use different ingredients, other regions add different ingredients. The one that we're making today is the most traditional one, made with the simplest ingredients. You can enjoy this pisto as a side dish or even better, as a main course with a perfectly fried egg on top for an incredible dish. Now the secret to this pisto, guys, make sure that you use the freshest vegetables possible, and if you can get them organic, even better. And the second thing is the olive oil. Make sure you use a good quality extra virgin olive oil, as this is what really flavors this pisto. I mean, check this out. The only seasonings we're using here is just fine sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. No fine herbs, nothing else. The extra virgin olive oil is what really flavors it. Make sure you use a good one. For this recipe, I'm going to be using a Spanish olive oil from the Georgetown olive oil company. They sent this to me to try out here on Spain on a Fork. This is their hojiblanca Spanish extra virgin olive oil. Amazing stuff. Perfect for this dish. You're talking Spanish pisto, Spanish extra virgin olive oil, marriage made in heaven. Every kitchen needs a bottle of this amazing Spanish olive oil. Link below where you guys can and should get this amazing olive oil. All right, guys, let's get started. Let's begin by grabbing one large brown onion, and we're gonna cut this into large chunks. And as I'm cutting my onions, I like to have a paper towel underneath for an easy cleanup. And also, you know, I like to remove between 1 to 2 of the outer layers. The secret here, guys, is you want to cut this into large chunks, not small ones. That way this pisto has some texture. So about that size right there is perfect. For the next ingredient, we are going to grab 5 large cloves of garlic. We'll remove the skins from them. I like to twist them. The skin is easily removed. All right, let's come back to our garlics. What we're gonna do here, guys, is we are going to thinly slice these. Moving on, we've got 1 green bell pepper and 1 red bell pepper. Again, we're gonna cut this into large chunks. This is how I always like to cut my bell peppers for an easy cleanup. That way those seeds right there don't get all over the cutting board. Just wanna kind of cut around it. Look at that. And again, guys, we're gonna cut this into large chunks. You know, that's the secret of this pisto. You don't wanna cut them too small, that way it has a beautiful texture to it. So these, look at that, about 1/2 inch squares. Big chunks, guys, again, about 1/2 inch squares. Okay, guys, the last ingredient to cut, 1 large zucchini. I like to cut off the ends. Discard. There we go. Cut this in half, lengthwise. Okay, then another slit right down the middle, and then chunks, about 1/4 inch apart. Okay guys, our vegetables are cut. Now we can start cooking our pisto. The secret here is we're gonna be cooking these vegetables in a low medium heat. We're basically gonna be poaching them, not frying them. That way they can fully absorb that beautiful extra virgin olive oil and give them a nice soft texture. The pan I'm using for this is a saute pan. This is about a 9-inch size. You can use whatever kind of pan that you like. Let's go ahead and heat this with a low medium heat. And I'm gonna add a generous portion of this Georgetown hojiblanca extra virgin Spanish olive oil. I would say about 1/4 cup. Okay guys, after heating our extra virgin olive oil for about 1 minute to 2 minutes, let's go ahead and add our slices of garlic in there. And start mixing them around in that beautiful extra virgin olive oil. Let me tell you, the aromas of this olive oil are insanely delicious. About 1 minute after adding these garlics in there, let's add our chunks of onion. And again, mix it around. So basically, guys, we're gonna be cooking and stirring this constantly. The secret here, again, we don't wanna burn any of the vegetables. We just wanna poach them so they're nice and soft. So for these onions, we're gonna go about 5 minutes. We just wanna see them to be nice and translucent. Okay guys, so it's been about 5 minutes since we added the onions into the pan. They're nice and translucent, which means that they are nice and soft now. So now let's grab our chopped bell peppers and let's add them into the pan. Both the green and the red. And again, continue to mix this. So it's been about 10 to 11 minutes since we added the bell peppers into the pan. At this point, this should be nice and soft. They don't have to be completely soft, as they're gonna continue to cook as we add more ingredients in here. So at this point, let's add our zucchini in there. And once again, continue to mix. So now what we're doing with this here is we're gonna continue to mix it. We just want these zucchini pieces to be nice and translucent, which they're starting to get there. Then we're gonna season everything, and then we're gonna add the last ingredient, which is the tomatoes. Traditionally, people use fresh tomatoes to make a pisto, but you know, more and more people these days are busier and whatnot, and even my mother, who's older, you know what I mean? They're using canned diced tomatoes. Why? For one, it makes things easier. For two, you always have the best tomatoes. You know, when tomatoes are not in season, you don't want to use tomatoes that aren't ripe in a pisto. When you use the canned ones, you're always guaranteed to have beautiful tomatoes. All right guys, so it's been about 8 minutes since I added the zucchini into the pan. And as you can see here, it's becoming nice and translucent. Again, we don't want to overcook it. That way it doesn't fall apart, okay? So at this point, let's season it. Let's grab a generous pinch of some fine sea salt. Throw it in there. Some freshly cracked black pepper. Put as much as you like. I love freshly cracked black pepper. And let's mix this together. All right, once our seasonings are well mixed in there, it's time to add the last ingredient. Now, like I told you guys earlier, traditionally use fresh tomatoes, but more and more people are using the canned tomatoes now. Why? Because they're always ripe, they're always delicious, and you can always get this all year round. So 2 15-ounce cans, guys. Get it in there. And again, let's season now the tomatoes with a little sea salt, freshly cracked black pepper. Don't be afraid to season your food, that way it's full of flavor. And last but not least, let's add a pinch of some white sugar. This is gonna cut some of that acid from the tomatoes. And now comes the fun part. Let's mix this all together. And we're gonna see how this pisto is gonna come together. Okay guys, so there's some good news here. At this point, once we've added tomatoes, everything's well mixed. You can finally stop stirring this. We're gonna let this simmer. You can go as long as you want here. Remember, we are on a low medium heat, so nothing's gonna burn here. You can even go to a low heat. I'm gonna leave this to simmer, you know, about 10 to 15 minutes. That way all these flavors can truly develop. But if you need this quicker, you know, you're on the run, you're on the go, you can hit this to like a medium high heat and it'll thicken up a lot quicker. So we've been simmering this between 10 to 12 minutes. All these flavors have beautifully developed. Again, you can leave this here longer, or you can leave it shorter. If you were to go shorter, just make sure that you turn up the heat. That way everything can develop together. And as you guys can see also, in this pisto, you've got a nice little sauce right there. That's how I like to serve it. That is how my mother likes to make it. Certain people don't like their pisto to have that sauce right there. They want it to be completely dry, you know, like that. So if that's how you want to make your pisto, before you add the canned diced tomatoes into the pan, make sure you drain it through a sieve. It'll get rid of all that liquid, and it will just add the chunks of tomato, and then you won't have this little sauce right here. But trust me, you want that sauce right there. This gives it such an incredible flavor. All right guys, we are done here. Let's go ahead, turn off the heat, and remove this. Okay guys, our pisto is done. Again, like I told you guys earlier, you can serve this as a side dish or as a main course with a fried egg on top. That's exactly how we're gonna serve it. So let's go ahead and fry up a perfect egg. We're gonna heat this to a medium-high heat. We're gonna add a generous portion of this Georgetown olive oil, the extra virgin one, about right there, about 2 tablespoons. All right guys, we've been heating this oil for 2 minutes, so it's ready to go. We don't want it to get to a smoking point. Let's add 1 egg in there. Then guys, these are organic free-range eggs. It does make a difference. So the secret to perfectly frying an egg, at least Spain style, is you guys can see how much olive oil is on there, right? You want to grab that hot oil, okay? Start putting it on top of the egg. Basically in Spain, when you get a fried egg, either at home or you go to a restaurant, we never flip the egg. What you do is you're cooking the top part with the extra virgin olive oil. This gives it an insane amount of flavor. All right, this egg is done. Look at that, 2 minutes. Drain the oil from the egg. Put it on a plate. Okay guys, now I'm gonna grab some of this beautiful pisto. Look at this, this looks incredible. Add some to a shallow bowl for presentation. Oh my goodness, this looks incredible. We'll top it off with our fried egg. Again guys, you guys can skip this. And this is a total vegan dish, but with the fried egg, it takes it to the next level. Quickly, we'll salt that egg and a little bit of black pepper. Okay guys, our pisto is done. Seriously, it smells so amazing here. Words can't describe how good this is. Let's give this a try and see how it tastes. Look at that beautiful creamy egg yolk. Man, oh man, this looks so good. Here we go. Bravo. First things first, those vegetables, such a beautiful texture to them. You almost don't have to chew them. They're just so soft and tender. That's the secret to a beautiful pisto. You want to poach the vegetables, not fry them. Incredible flavors and that extra virgin olive oil, that Spanish one from the Georgetown olive oil company. It's what really flavors the pisto. Absolutely delicious. And then that fried egg on top, you know, that's an extra. That's how I like to eat it. And a lot of people here in Spain eat it like that too, as a main course. It's just that creaminess from the yolk mixed in with the vegetables, explosion of flavors. Before I go, I'd like to thank the folks over at the Georgetown olive oil company for sending me over that beautiful Spanish extra virgin olive oil. It is absolutely amazing. Again guys, link to their shop in the description box below. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.